This is a Kickstarter backer update.
Hi, everyone. We are so thrilled that George Lucas' The Lost Golden Age is officially funded. Because of your incredible support, this documentary will happen. We cannot thank you enough for helping to make that possible.
You know, Peter speaks for both of us, but it's a really touching thing that we really didn't expect the campaign to be funded so quickly. And so we're really thrilled. Thank you so much. As we said the other day, the fact that we now know this is a passion for you is really exciting for us. And we think it's important to give direction to the campaign as we go on. You know, we set this up as a 60-day campaign, which is a long campaign, because we really wanted to be able to build out as good of a film as we possibly can. And so we want to set a benchmark for our next round of this campaign. And so we would like to set the next sort of fundraising goal at $30,000. And what we believe we can do if we're able to raise $30,000 is we believe we'll be able to travel to the United Kingdom. And this is where, you know, huge portions of this story took place, and where, more importantly, many of the key people involved in the story live still. And many of these people we've talked to on the podcast. So we have a list of people that, you know, we've been talking to, and people that we want to speak to who live there. And, you know, Gavin Bocquet, who's been on the show before, and we actually are working to get back on the show to talk about this film in the next few weeks. He's in the UK. He's actually working on the Avengers movies right now. So we're working on finding some time in his schedule, but he's someone we definitely want to interview in person in the UK. Waldo Roeg, who you haven't actually met yet on the show, who's has an episode coming out of the podcast this season. Nicholas Roeg's son, who was also an assistant director on both Young Indiana Jones and Radioland Murders. He lives in the UK. We love to record him on camera. And you all remember Peter MacDonald, who has given some great interviews on camera, and we would love to speak to him again. So this is a selection, you know, and there's even more people, so many people who worked on the films, both the films we're talking about and the other Lucasfilm projects are in the UK. So this is a huge destination for the film. And one, we will only be able to incorporate if we can hit a certain level of funding. It's simply not practical to travel at that level. So we hope that you'll continue to spread the word. And I think that's the most important thing. If you're listening to this, you're watching this on our YouTube, you're probably a fan you may have already given, and we're really thankful for that. So, you know, reach out to the networks, the friends you've made at conventions, people who love to collect physical media, people who are interested in the works of George Lucas. And podcasts, anyone that you know, that you listen to, that you interact with, that might be of interest, let them know about the film. You know, we really would greatly benefit from earned media from people talking about this. So just conversations about it would be really helpful. The Kickstarter, as I record this, which it may change by the time you hear it, but we're sitting at $16,777 at a funding rate of 111% with 56 backers, which is incredible. You know, we had, of course, a massive donation from co-executive producer Stephen Jarrett, but even so, the current average pledge is sitting at $299 per person, which is just so incredible. And so we're thrilled at this number. We're thrilled at the potential of this film. You know, we mentioned on the interview with John, I think we could reasonably have things we can do with this film up to the 50,000 and beyond range, things we can incorporate, places we can go, people we can speak to. So there is plenty of room for growth. As we mentioned, the UK trip is sort of phase one, but there are other places, Eastern Europe, Australia, Africa, even Wilmington, North Carolina, the eastern seaboard of the US. These are all places where people we've identified who would be great for this documentary all live. And so we're going to have a plan. We want to make sure that we're clear with you that the scope of the documentary, you know, widens in the most logical way possible, which is why we focus on the UK first. We think that's really critical. But we will definitely map this out as we go. So we're really excited for what we have in store.
Absolutely. And, you know, Daniel, I know a question that I have, or some people might have out there, is like, why is it important, really, to support this Kickstarter? If you were interested in seeing the film on Blu-ray, why not just wait for it to come out on Tubi or something like that, a free service? What's the unique value that we're offering
We love Tubi. We love those services. But, the reality is when you make a film like this and then it goes to distribution, sometimes distributors have changes. They have cuts, and we are able to make the film, our version of the film, and through Kickstarter, if you back to Kickstarter, when we have our final cut, before it's sold at distribution, we can give you that version. You can have the movie. It's going to be done. And it's our vision of the movie. It's complete. It's uncut. It'll have, of course, on the collector's edition, the bonus features that more likely than not are not going to follow, certainly not to a free streamer like Tubi, and maybe even when the film is distributed on DVD, the distributor will have to choose, what's worth their value of how much to load onto the disc, and we won't have any control over that, really. So if you want our version of the film with all the bells and whistles, this is the way to get it. This Kickstarter is really the only way right now. If we did more Kickstarters or something later, it's possible. But again, we're not going to have a store. We're not going to have a point of sale. So if you want our version of the film, this is the time.
Absolutely, absolutely. And, it's worth pointing out, too, that, in coming soon, this isn't just about us either. Like, very soon, we're going to be announcing some new and exciting stretch goals, new add-ons that you'd be able to add for yourself, and new perks that you could bring on to your contribution. And we'll be announcing that in the near future.
I think it's fair to say we have some exciting ideas, but as you can imagine, we need some buy-in from some pretty cool people to deliver some of these things to you. So we're working on that, and honestly, we didn't think we thought we'd have a little more time because we didn't think you guys were going to support us as quickly and as well as you have. So that's on us. Thank you so much for proving us wrong, but we're very excited about what we're trying to put together.
Absolutely. We've been just incredibly humbled and grateful for all the support so far, and we hope that we can keep that love and support going for the next 6-7 weeks, I suppose, of the campaign. So thank you guys all so much again for the support. Please like, share, support, send to your friends, send to your old classmates, send to your old high school bullies you never wanted to talk to ever again. Anything you can do is really helpful for us. We are fundamentally independent filmmakers, and we live and breathe based on the support of you guys here on the Kickstarter. So until next time, thank you very much. We're the Young Indy Chroniclers podcast, and we're producing a new feature-length documentary, George Lucas, The Lost Golden Age.
Those 4 years in there was the happiest period for Lucasfilm.
We're thrilled to report Rick McCallum has agreed to sit with us for an all-new exclusive interview just for this documentary. We're also in contact with other key figures from the period, including Ben Burt, Jonathan Hales, and many others who played an enormous part in bringing this era to life.
We built a Kickstarter campaign to support the film. Join us now on this adventure at Kickstarter.com